Hey, it's Michael Saul, also known as Tiny, with the market video for the week of September 30th, 2013. I know I've been saying this all year, but I cannot believe how fast this year is going, already down to the last quarter of 2013. Pretty amazing, if you ask me. So let's take a look what's been going on in the market. We had a lame attempt at a bounce on Thursday, but then Friday we closed lower once again. We're right in the area of the 50-day moving average. This is based on the S&P 500, using the SPY here to take a look at that. We are stretched here. We are in an uptrend. If I sound like I am a perma bull, I am, because we are in a strong uptrend and we are pulling back. Okay, trends usually do not end this way on the upside. V reversals are rare, but if they do occur, they usually come on the downside, something like this. And even this wasn't really a V and then we're off to the races. It still gave a little pause here, but I mean, the upside usually does not look like that. So I am looking for at least another test up, and that's how I'm looking at the market now. Okay, just swing by swing. Right now we are in a correction in an uptrend. And one of the main reasons, or actually two of the main reasons that I remain bullish here is that the Russell, okay, you can see this pattern here, and the NASDAQ are both holding up very well. I mean, this looks like a classic bull flag here on the Dow. And the Russell, I mean, it's barely pulling back. It's going sideways. So those are two leading indices. And while they can continue to stay strong, I am not in such a rush to call a top in here. All right. Now, could this change and could we start to pull back on the Russell and the NASDAQ? Absolutely. That's why I'm waiting for confirmation. And we had a buy signal. If you read the newsletter, we had a buy signal Wednesday night. But after Thursday, I was not impressed. I was not impressed with the way that we could not hold early gains. If we would have even held early gains, not even added on to them, Thursday would have been a decent day, but instead we sold off. So could we be ready to bounce here? Yeah, we have some. Obviously, the government is trying to throw a monkey wrench in the market with all the debt ceiling talk, but in my opinion, in the end, it will likely be a non-event. I know there is a Monday deadline, but in my opinion, I think it gets worked out now. Maybe, and I was talking about this in the live trading room, that maybe I'm just becoming overly complacent. In other words, not overly complacent like I think the market's going to go to 1 million, but overly complacent with, the government will work it out. They always do. They always come to an agreement. Because that is the death of a trading business, right? It's becoming overly complacent. Things will stay the same. Don't worry, they'll work it out. And then, of course, if they don't, there could be a pretty nasty push down. I mean, right now, this to me, if I was going to dissect the chart, which and use it based on what's going on in the economy or in the in the country, whatever it is with the government, this looks like to me that there's a little apprehension here, but not enough to say, the stock market does not look like it's pricing in that the government does not make a deal here with the debt ceiling or, Congress or Senate, whoever's making the deal. I'm just calling it generally the government. It looks like we're just pulling back, a little apprehensive just in case. But come on, this isn't a huge pullback here. It's not like they're selling off. We're back down to the 200-day moving average. It's not even as big as this, not even close to as big as this pullback. And this pullback led to new highs. Not even close to this pullback yet. And that pullback led to new highs. So could it go lower? Could it equal the size of this or this? Absolutely. I am not going to be completely, I guess, Pollyannish would be the word. I'm not going to look at everything will work out. I always have in the back of my mind. I've learned this over the years that you have to reserve a certain spot of your opinion to be completely wrong. So with me, I never get really more committed on my opinion than 70%. Okay, if I have a bias, such as a flag or after a follow-through day, an O'Neill follow-through day, then I'll get biased probably 95 to 99%. But those are, not very often. Usually I'll keep about a 70, an opinion that I could be 70%, I could be right about 70%. And I still have to leave that 30% open for that it does something different or something completely opposite than what I'm thinking. And, that's what keeps me flexible enough to continue to analyze the market and trade appropriately. All right, I don't like being so rigid in my opinions. I will be rigid if I get a bias, but a lot of people say, "Oh, well, you're on the fence." Yeah, that's the market. Okay, the market. If you want to be successful in the market, then you have to be on the fence a lot more than what people will lead you to believe. Make a firm commitment. Okay, why? Okay, you are only in control of your risk. That's the only thing you can control. So whatever allows you to do that, okay, that's the grip that you have to have on your opinion. Anyway, I know I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here, but to me, it looks like we're going to go higher for another test of this at a minimum. We've pulled back. We're stretched. I am still bullish here. I still think that the Russell, because of the Russell and the NASDAQ saying, hey, we ain't in a rush to pull back here. I still think we're going to go higher. Let's see what happens with the debt ceiling stuff. And if there's something that comes out of left field, then we have to be ready to take advantage of that, or at least protect ourselves if something like that happens and causes a shockwave. Okay? That's it. Talk to everybody again, either in the daily email, which you can sign up for on the website, the daily newsletter, which is still free, going on a year now, where that newsletter is free. Looks like we're going to probably even go to the end of the year. We're not sure yet. And, or just, catch me in the weekly video. All right? Have a great trading day on Monday, a great trading week. I will talk to everybody soon.